Hey there, Shauna Mahaney, Superstar Director for Groups and Full Bliss, and I wanted to come today and share with you a few things about finding balance. When you're running a direct sell business such as Scentsy or any other direct sell business, it's really hard sometimes to find balance, and it's especially hard as you start to grow a team because it's not like a normal job. I mean, it's not a clock in, clock out kind of thing. Like, this is a non-stop job. And you don't think you're working. That's how amazing direct sales is. So it's fun. So you don't realize you're working as much as you're working. And so it's just super important that from the very get-go, you can find some sort of balance. And so I want to share with you a few things that have helped me find balance with my business, and hopefully they'll help you too. So first off, let's talk about why it's so important to find balance. And I want to tell you about the time that my kid asked me to quit. You guys, I have been doing Scentsy for 11 years in August, and it is a part of my family's life. But back when I very first started, back when I first became a director, it consumed me. It was all I did. And I didn't realize how much so until my kid asked me to quit. And Katie Grace one day just said to me, she wanted something, I don't even remember now what it was. And I said, I will be there in a minute. I am busy. And she said, I wish you would just quit Scentsy. I hate Scentsy. And it just hit me in the mom heart, in the mom gut. And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing wrong? Well, in typical Shauna fashion, I thought, okay, she's just being a hormonal little girl, little girl blues kind of thing. I didn't take it too much to heart, and I really should have. And fast forward a few years later, my son, Parker's playing football, and I always make a point of trying to tell him as he's coming off the field how great he did and how much I loved him and how proud of him I was. So he was coming off the field, and I said to him, I am so proud of you. You did such a great job. That was such a great game. And he goes, Mom, you wouldn't know. And I said, what do you mean I wouldn't know? And he goes, because every time I looked up to see if you were watching, you were on your phone. And I thought, oh my gosh, I've got to do something different. So all of those things have brought me to the point where I try really hard to find balance. And so the first thing I'm going to tell you when you're trying to find balance is you don't have to do it all. You don't. Sometimes you get caught up that you don't really work a real job, but let me tell you, sister, you're working a real job. And just like any other working woman out there, sometimes things have to go. They just do. So if that means you only cook 2 nights a week, that's okay. If that means you have to hire somebody to help scrub the toilets, that's okay. One of the best things that I ever accomplished in my business was being to the point where I could afford somebody to come clean the house once a week. It was huge. It's huge. And the things that I can accomplish in my business, the money I can make while somebody else is cleaning the house, it's amazing. So just know sometimes you have to let things go. I try to pre-cook a lot of things on Sunday nights. And my kids know that Mom's going to cook twice a week. And we might eat out more than we should. But I'm just letting go of that mom guilt. Because, you know what, we might eat out a lot more than we should, but we have a lot of nice things. And we get to experience a lot of great things because of my business. Sunday planning. This is a huge one. Do not pick a day. For me, it's Sunday. It may not be Sunday for you, but pick a day that is your planning day. And whatever you do, don't sacrifice it. There is no sacrificing your planning day, okay? It might take an hour. It could take an hour and a half. Whatever it takes, that's your planning day. And my kids know on Sunday afternoons, like if we want to eat the rest of the week, then we're going to let Mom have an hour to sit down and plan. Find a calendar you love. And you might have to go through several. I have to go through several. My favorite still to this day is Erin Condren. I love my Erin Condren planner. I will probably be an Erin Condren planner for life. But I like writing things down. I know there are people out there that love their calendar on their phone. I also use my phone calendar only because I need to have it if I'm at the doctor's office and I can pull it up. But that's what Sunday's for. I take the things that I've put in the calendar all week on the phone or in the Erin Condren and I sync them up. And I just have that time to figure that stuff out. So calendar and calendar control is huge. everybody knows that that's what I have to do. I have to sit down every week. I have to look and see where everybody's going and what everybody's doing. And we go from there. Another thing, and I should have brought this over here, that I found for balance and calendar control is this thing right here. It's got a sample stuck to it. This I found at Office Max, I believe. But I love this because when I sit down and do calendar control, I fill this out for the kids and for my husband. So everybody has a week. I put everybody's name, and mom through dad, mom, kids and whatnot. And then it's listed out here so that everybody knows on Mondays, this is what mom's doing, this is what brother's doing, this is what sister's doing, this is what Monday looks like for everybody. So Kate can easily come in and find her name on Monday and go, okay, on Monday, I know I have ballet, and it says that mom has a party, dad's taking me to ballet. So it just keeps everybody in track, it just keeps everybody knowing where everybody else is at. So, like I said, I found this at Office Max. You could easily print something up. Just put it on the refrigerator. This lets everybody know where everybody's at, and that's important. And I'm going to say another thing about this. When I was learning and growing my business, one thing I've learned not to say is that mom's going to a party. Now, my kids are older, so it's not as big of a deal, but when my kids were little, it occurred to me that I would say to them, I'm sorry guys, mom's got a party, mom's going to a party. And when you're 5, party means birthday cake and jumpy houses. And so they didn't understand, why is mom leaving us at the center all the time to go to a party? So mom's going to work is the new phrase that pays in our house. But now that they're older, they understand that. But they also need to know, Monday night is ballet, but it says that mom's got a party, dad's taking me. Or even better, it says that Parker's taking me. And so then Parker can look at Monday night and go, oh, I have to take sis to ballet. Just kind of keeps everybody in track and in order. And like I said, do not let this take the back seat. No matter what happens, this is going to be most important. You're going to get this done. Your phone. The phone haunts me. It still haunts me. It's still a battle. But what I'm going to say, most importantly, is that this has no business in your kid's bedroom. I miss the fact that I don't tuck my kids into bed anymore. They're teenagers. They don't need me. But for so long, I didn't do it because I was on this. Or I would go in there to tuck them in and I'd get a message or I'd see something on my phone. And I missed out on a lot. So this has no place in your kids' room. When you go home, it is okay to turn this off. It is okay to put this in the bedroom and not answer your messages for a while. It's okay. I heard Orville say one time, relax, it's just wax, and there's no such thing as a wax emergency. Now, I would rather somebody not be able to get me or I lose a sale than I lose out on my kids. So turn it off. Turn it off. Set times in your family that you just don't have the phone. I have a basket on my kitchen counter and it says phones go here. And on those 2 nights that we eat dinner together, the phones go there and they don't go to my table. You never have your phone at my table because it's not that important. There's nothing that important. You have this cool little feature called Do Not Disturb. You can turn Do Not Disturb on your phone. You can turn on Do Not Disturb for everybody except who's in your favorites and only put your siblings, your parents, your kids, and your spouse in your favorites. You are in control. Don't let it control you. And that's something I had to learn the hard way. I'm looking at my notes. Make this a family business. When it's a family business and when the family is working it together, it makes it so much easier. Set family goals. Sit down and say, okay, guys, this is my job. This is what I'm doing. But what do we want as a family? What is the goal for Mom Scentsy Business? Is it that we want to go to the movies once a week? Is it that we want to take that beach vacation? Is it that we want to go snow skiing at spring break? Whatever it is, write it down. Set a goal as a family. That means when you're working that goal and you may not be there, everybody knows we're working towards this. Everybody knows what we're working towards. And that makes a huge difference in everybody's attitude. And you know what? It is a family business. And there is nothing wrong with your kids helping out. There is absolutely nothing wrong with them labeling books. My teenager now makes all my graphics for the team, and I've given her responsibility. I added her as a member of the team page, and so when she does top tens, she posts them under her name. It's a family business, and it should be worked at as a whole family. Set business hours, and then stick to them. You deserve a day off. Any other job is going to give you a day off, so take a day off. I take off Wednesdays during the summertime and Friday nights or Fridays for football season. Take that day off and then stick to it. You will not fall apart. The business will not fall apart by you taking a day off. Another thing on balance. Find you a way of tracking your goals. I learned about this from one of my friends named Allison Dalkey, and it's called Cultivate What Matters. It's Power Sheets. I love this because it helps me stay on task, and the more I can stay on task, the more balanced I am. This simply is it helps me figure out my goals for the week and for the month, and I just really, really loved it. So look into these. They're called Power Sheets, and I think it will help you to set some goals, and when you have some goals, then you have some place to go for balance. I'm looking at my notes, see if there's anything else. I think that's about it. I wanted to keep it to about 10 minutes. But my main point is, let this business be a blessing and not a curse. And from the very get-go, make it a business. If you work it as a business, it'll pay as a business. But in order to do that, sometimes you do have to make sacrifices. Sometimes it means you may not get to watch your favorite TV show because you spent that family time. And so now, during that TV time, you're going to work your business. Whatever works for you, just don't be me. And in 2 years, have somebody look at you and your family that you love so much and ask you to quit. Because it's really hard then. And you want your family to see Scentsy as a blessing, not a curse. Love you lots. Hope this helped.